Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for Andor Season 2, Episodes 7, 8, and 9. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Shall I to leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on Andor, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, this is the penultimate block for Andor. Next week, it all ends, our final 3 hours together, and man, what a ride it has been. And what we have been saying the past 2 weeks is that, look, you really needed all 3 episodes to really understand the whole arc of what's going on. And in a way, it's a 3-hour epic with just 2 breaks in between. And, you know, that's fine for what it's been. I've been having a good time with it. I do still believe that I would have preferred if we would have just gone weekly with it. And then we see how the connections go. Maybe we do 3 weeks and then we have a week break and then we do another 3 weeks. Any way to just let this stretch on a little longer, because I'm not ready to say goodbye. And man, these next 3 episodes, really, all 3 of them, could have really stood on their own. Now, they do still go work together cohesively, but again, I do think we could have ended it on 7, waited a week, watched 8, waited a week, in episode 9. Now, that's not me complaining like I have been the past 2 weeks. I mean that as complimentary because, again, these episodes were so good, particularly episodes 8 and 9. And no disrespect to 7, but 7 was very much setting up the table, right? And then episode 8, we have that whole attack when, yeah, y'all come on in. We're going to have y'all all over here, and this is all a plan to just get some genocide going. Our guy that was with Deidre this whole time that I cannot remember his name, you can call me Andor because, man, that kind of hurt me for him when Andor went, "Who are you?" I was like, damn. Because that line was just so fitting. Because, yeah, it makes sense. It's been years since Andor has seen him. He's been through so many battles. He probably remembers Deidre because she was the person behind everything. But him, she was just the right-hand man. Like just another person that was working the field. So, yeah, he's probably not going to remember his face. But it's also like, yeah, who are you, dude? Because you've been following these orders blindly, and now you realize everything that you believed in was a lie, and now everything you feel back and forth for, and then you come over here and you attack me anyway, even though you disagree with everything that you've loved before. And I will say, at first, I didn't fully get his turn, but luckily, I do my immediate reaction on TikTok, and someone explains like, no, yeah, sure, because I said in my immediate reaction, I would have liked to see how he was connecting dots, because it kind of came sudden out of nowhere how he just completely dismisses Deidre, starts choking her, and all that stuff. Like, it was a cool moment, but still, it kind of felt like from out of nowhere. But like, no, you see, you do know he's been used the whole time, right? Yeah, okay, he's starting to realize that he's starting to be used, and unfortunately, the line for him was genocide. Because if you really think about it, for his whole entire arc, he really did believe they were the good guys, the Empire. And like, yeah, we just needed order. And there shouldn't be rebels. These are rules, and you stick to those rules. And now that he sees that the Empire's not sticking to those rules, yeah, he has a problem with it now. So now that I got that, cool. But yeah, that final moment when he does get shot was and that final shot with his mom too, to show that she does actually care. And also Deidre, I was very surprised. I thought she was just using him for the long haul. In that first block, in the first set, I was like, okay, maybe she does actually like him, because the way she stood up to his mom, because you don't stand up to someone's mom unless you do truly love them and you want to have their back. You're like, usually people are like, hey, family's family. They're going to deal with their own thing. If you stand up to that person's mom, boy, they are very, very special to you. The next block, she seems so disgusted with him. And now we're over here, and now she's kissing him. She's like, get away. Just stay with me, and we're going to be able to finally be together for sure. And then she actually seemed sad when he was dead. So yeah, episode 8 was good. I loved everything that we did, from the chant to the song. It just was very, very powerful stuff. It just felt very, very real too. I would wonder if the creators got this from an actual riot that happened earlier on. I would be curious to see that. But yeah, really, really loved episode 8. I do think episode 8 was the strongest out of the 3. Episode 9 also has some great stuff too. Everything we did with Mothra was absolutely phenomenal. The speech was great that she did. How, she finally said, our villain is Palpatine, pretty much. Like, this was genocide, this is wrong, and then the whole escape out of it, and Andor just going off, wanting to be with Bix, and this is where, Lupin's stuff was, everything was right. Like, look, y'all holding each other back. You will not be at your full potential if she's here. And then she finally realizes that and then goes away. And I said this in my immediate reaction as well. I was like, damn, I was really sad about that. But I was also really happy because, man, this poor girl, in season 1, she is tortured, right? And then in season 2, she gets sexually assaulted, and she's been a drug addict and all this stuff. And I was like, man, it's gonna be sucked because she's not in Rogue One, and the only reason she wouldn't be in Rogue One is if she's dead, and the only reason Andor becomes so cold is because she's dead. So I was getting prepared for her to die, but no, she just leaves him. And then, you know, that final not line going, look, once everything's over and we can be together, I will find you. I was like, no, you won't, because he ain't gonna make it. So yeah, that whole final bit was good. K2SO is finally with us for the final 3 episodes. It's going to be interesting to see on the final year, right before Rogue One. I do believe once this show ends, like Rogue One like begins, I do plan on playing Rogue One as soon as this show is over. But yeah, these 3 episodes were phenomenal. Some of the best television that I have seen all year, regardless of Star Wars or Disney Plus, HBO Max or whatever. This was truly phenomenal television, and this was the easiest to watch all 3 hours. This ends for me roughly around 11 p.m. every night, and the first 2, it was a little bit of a struggle. You know, the first arc, we had that whole stuff with those random guys that Andor was with. I still don't see what their inclusion was about. And then the second arc, it was better, but you know, we took it till midway through the second episode of the second arc in order for it to really get cooking, right? So it was a little bit of a struggle. And this one, it was easy all the way through from 7 through 8 and through 9. So yeah, I'm loving it. I cannot wait to see how this ends. I do not want it to end. I wish we were still going. This would have been episode 4. And man, if we were to go week to week, and man, I just wish we did that, because again, I don't want to say goodbye. This has been a phenomenal show. Absolutely love it. But let me know what y'all think about it down in the comment section. Leave a like if you made this far within a review. I do greatly appreciate it. And again, hit that subscribe button as we do head to the final arc within this show. And of course, many, many more things here on the channel. Until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Limit Studios.